What is up, guys? Wraec here with a new video, and today I'm actually doing a bit of void campaign, and well, there's not much going on other than that. So I thought we would just do it together, see how far we can progress in void campaign. My Starwing Jara just died there, which is probably pretty bad, unless this DTV can hit out some real big damage. Well, we got past the super difficult stages. I would say this one, I mean, it is certainly threatening with the homes young and everything, but I wouldn't say that there is like that we will need a lot of attempts to surpass that or to pass that stage. With all the difficulties that there are in there, you can see sometimes the CC already sticks. Our Starwing Jara would have usually made sure that we face no problems in CCing those Sherlocks. We can affect CC Sherlocks. A lot of people misunderstand that they have a certain amount of charges that enable them to reflect the CC back to you, but if you use up all their charges, then well, you can see the CC actually sticks to them, and you get some pretty good chances to keep the enemy team, including those Sherlocks CC'd. Every now and then, every turn actually, they will reflect one CC back to you, so that will make it a bit harder to deal damage to the enemy team. But still, it does make it a lot easier. Right now, I think we are on a bad spot though. Without that TBB, those homes young will actually attack. I don't think we stand quite the chance there, so this might go to a bad end. Huge active there. Didn't kill those homes young. So, yeah, about that, we kind of have a problem here. I think we'll try again. I think I actually did a little bit of a misplay there, and didn't change the imprints on my TBB and my Starwing Jara. We're not really looking for damage there in this game mode, so I could use the maybe armor, some stuff like that there, and maybe get rid of the damage over time effects as well. Though I think that would be rather difficult. Yeah. You can see huge damage here coming from the SDTV. We have quite the S-heavy team there, 4 S heroes actually in their team. And yeah, let's try that again. Let's change some things up. Actually, let's take a look at the stages I already passed. I passed this stage. I saw at least one person being stuck here. It is quite difficult. Surprisingly enough, well, I thought the Wraecs would be a huge problem. They deal decent damage, but it's not like it's super dangerous to fight them. It's more about the SQH and, well, the 4Cs as well. The 4Cs actually hits you through the shield with the mark damage, and that can hurt. So, yeah, but obviously the stage that is most annoying to most people is not this one, it's this one. With the Annabelles blocking the damage that you can deal, well, they inflict their puppet debuff that blocks your active skill on heroes in the back row, so you can put your damage deal in the front row if you want that. I actually kept my DTV in the back row, because he doesn't actually use his ammunition when he uses the blocked active skill. So you can preserve some of that ammunition to go to the later rounds and then hit them with an even harder active. The Gustins, of course, are a pain. And we've faced them again in 6-3-10. Actually, I didn't really beat 6-3-8. I clicked the 6-3-8 button and suddenly it showed the window for 6-3-9 again. And then I clicked that and, well, beat that as well. So it was kind of nice. This stage, I think it wasn't too difficult in my opinion. It required pretty good burst, but we have damage. We really do have damage. With the fully set up DTV, well, with some problems in concern to the bonus stats, we could have better bonus stats. With like soul power and everything, we're looking at 53.9 million attack. With an Endless Cane, with a holy damage, skill damage stone, so not even any attack coming from the stone. And I made them a little bit slower, just in hope that we can maybe outspeed with some of our other heroes. So let's now adjust those imprints. Not that, this. We got precision here. We already have the R. We can go for armor though. We're not really relying on TBB damage here. In PvE, we mainly want her to block. That is our main concern. And to CC the enemies, well, that is like the main part really, not to block. To block the enemies from attacking in that sense. Starwing Jara probably with a bit of a PvP setup here as well. Where, by the way, I always use precision. Like a lot of people I see you just use crit damage. I did that in the past too. Actually, Kali so convinced me that precision was just better and that you can get away with a little bit less crit damage. And the reason is, well, we have HHA. So HHA kind of makes it hard for you to punch through if you, again, regenerate shields every time. But if you have precision, you might just keep him from blocking. So let's try that again. I think this can work like that. And let's see what happens. I'm running Crown on the TBB. Maybe could have gotten away with GPF actually, now thinking about it. GPF would have been rather fine because we are going into the later rounds, obviously. Those stages are very tanky. And while this is not one of the stages, well, where we really face harsh conditions, it's still one of the stages that fight a little bit back, even if you CC them. The Sherlocks surely make it a little bit harder. And, well, the thing is, even if we CC those Holmesian with TBB and with Starwing there is still the problem that every time a Sherlock attacks, they will hit us back. They will, in effect, throw a potion. Even though there is no animation for this, they will still throw a potion, and, well, that kind of sucks. With our control precision and CI off stats, though, the nice thing is we are still in a pretty good position. Even if we use crowns, we are pretty much guaranteed to CC, and that's rather nice. Not sure if we just didn't get that upper Sherlock here. Our Starwing Jara kind of struggling there. But the incoming damage is now, of course, a lot lower, given that only one Sherlock was able to attack. So we can regenerate a bit of HP. We have 2 damage over time effects currently on the Starwing Jara. Not that nice, but she has a little bit of heal, which is good. Hit into her Unbending Will, and I got hit with a potion again. Not very nice. And yeah, that's a bit of a problem here. That's a bit of a problem. Keeping the CC up, healing at the same time. I think maybe we should use a Ferric Vessel. Like, we could use a Ferric Vessel, maybe instead of the DGN, would be an option. I mean, it's certainly nice that we have so many debuffs. Look at that, 12 speed debuffs. Probably makes us able to outspeed them at one point. But like, I think with the Ferric Vessel, we're looking at a bit better here and fighting those damage over time effects. Which, by the way, also is something that I was hoping for, that they put it on Ferric Vessel. On a Destiny transition, imagine that. Just an effect that lets you get rid of damage over time effects, that cleans your heroes from attribute reductions and stuff like that. Would have been rather nice, and quite sad that we didn't see any of this. Do we have a chance here still to win? I doubt it. Yeah, no, that won't work. We have 13 damage over time effects, so that wasn't too nice. Let's see if we can implement a Ferric Vessel into this team. And maybe, just maybe, switch to Gilded Purple Fan on those 2. Maybe even an A and B. A and B is certainly also quite nice, but I think we got the all damage there, we got the crit damage here. We should have a shield all of the time, so let's just switch those to the Starwing Jara as well when I ever find her. I took, by the way, the Destiny transition materials away from her, mainly because we will use them on other positions in the team going forward, so that will be certainly important. I think that's okay. Remember, on Ferric Vessel, you never need Shelter because she is immune to crit damage anyway, so you can use either of those 2 all the time. I mostly use Lethal Fightback, not too much use in her effect of being healed on her. You would want heal effect, but not necessarily effect of being healed. That's not too important. So who do we take out of this team? I think, well, DGN is kind of nice. I think we can take HHA out. The thing is, we don't really get attacked, so HHA doesn't have too much use on this team. I noticed that quite a lot when I run CC teams. HHA, not too great. You don't really get attacked a lot. HHA needs to be attacked a lot to really shine, to give us all of those shields. So running a Ferric Vessel instead of him should be a pretty obvious and good play. I mean, we're certainly in a worse position when those Telasiums snipe our Starwing Jara. Yeah, that's something that I really do not want. But let's hope that our Ferric Vessel can actually fix that. Got pretty bad CC there from a very low energy active skill. Other than that, I mean, it is looking kind of decent. Got a bit of TBB CC there on the Starwing Jara and our TBB actually. But that's not too bad. Like, it's worse when the Starving Jar CC gets reflected. Yeah, you can see it right there. Our TBB just straight up dying. One of the reasons for that obviously being, well, if we can't really heal, that's kind of bad. And if we can't really get energy back, that's also kind of bad. The TBB CC on the other hand, I think, was what killed us really in that moment because, well, we took all of that damage and TBB got hit quite a lot there. Yeah, and then she isn't really in the position to survive very well. Though I would say that was rather unlucky the way we died there. We could go for even more sustain probably, just not using that SQH. I mean, we're just trying to get to the later position where we can easily survive that. And what helps you survive though is really Divine Power nowadays. Divine Power is really the best way to survive. It gives you just so much sustain against low Divine Power heroes, and it's like key to a lot of game modes there. Still, I think, not quite sure. Do we just want to give that another attempt, or do we switch in DTV? Not DTV. Do we switch in HHA here? I think I just want to give it another attempt. The one thing we should switch is the monster, because we still have a little bit of bleed in there. Let's just go for Wolf though on this one, because we have better sources of bleed overall on the team, and Wolf has a better synergy with that. And yeah, that's mainly what campaign is about. I thought about making a live stream, but currently it's just like, oh, there's one stage that we can easily clear, and then there is one stage that's absolutely horrible. And I'm not even talking about this level, like those Gustin level stages where I did like attempts over 3, 4, 5 hours, and it's horrible. It's horrible if something like that happens. So I'm not really sure about the stream necessarily at the moment if we want to do that. Seems a bit annoying to watch in most cases. Oh, that Starving Jar is taking so much damage, and we got double CC'd actually. Not good. And the only way to really skip those fights at the moment is to just quit the game, which is also bad for if you want to do a live stream. It just doesn't fit very well into that. If you just in the middle of the stream decide to close the game and there's black screens every 5 seconds, it's just not very nice. Yeah. Oh, that's not it. That's horrible, actually. That's horrible. But I think we're just very unlucky on this one. I'll just skip this fight. Okay, now let's just try double combo of HHA and Wraec Investor for one fight. I'm pretty sure that DGN is just better, though we don't really use a lot of DGN synergy. At least we get some shields like that, so maybe that helps a little bit. Makes the survivability maybe a little bit easier. One more thing that we can obviously use to get a little bit of early survivability would be to switch the crown away from Wraec Investor and instead use some form of energy artifact, probably an Elusive Mirror or a Demon Bell. All of those are, of course, options that we can take. Go straight into Unbending Will on the Wraec Investor. Oh my god. The damage over time effects are really no joke here. That's absolutely insane. Maybe the positioning of the TBB is a problem as well. I think we need some luck as well with her getting hit pretty early to instantly inflict some CC, because obviously the first time she really gets hit and not with one of those potions, that inflicts CC. Can also use our active skill or passive skill there without having full energy. Not quite sure why those fights are now running a lot worse. It's actually quite annoying. I mean, the crown was certainly something that kept us alive, right? I think we switch back to that, because now we are dying way earlier. It's like, as I thought with the combination of like Wraec Investor and HHA, we would have a better survivability, but right now that doesn't seem to be the case, at least on those earlier rounds. So it might just be worth it to switch away from the GPF back to the crown. Let's do like a double test here. Let's try like an A and B on the TBB, because we have, oh yeah, 35 mil. I thought we have way more, to be honest. Speed precision on that one. I think on this we can go speed attack and maybe Just maybe go with full attack mode and then try... What do we have in our home, actually? Not too much. Not too much, it turns out. Her tenants are horrible. That's something I have to say. Like, bloody hell, her tenants are horrible. 37 mil is pretty decent. And on this one, we go for the crown. How much attack does she have? 30 mil. Like, just base. It's just, if you have horrible tenants and big train, it just feels like the residence doesn't really add anything to that. It's just the curse of it. Because you have like 30 mil attack base on those heroes, then you put your everything into a residence and it ends up being 35 mil. Soul Power, on the other hand, feels quite nice. Soul Power, just like, okay, we have a button, I can click that and my attack goes up like 6 mil or something like that. That's pretty nice. Oh, that's horrible. Okay, the core fixed it. The core fixed it by just CCing the back row. Very nice. Okay, that looks a bit better. I mean, like, the TBB certainly got hit a lot. And still, we're not looking at some horrible... Ooh. Take everything back. We're back into Unbending Will. Thanks for that. Got some CC there. We'll get a Ferric Investor active, which is not enough to keep our TBB alive. Bloody hell. Okay, that's insane. Those damage over time effects are just insanity, but we can't really go away from Control Purify. I mean, you can try, but the thing is, you will get the reflect from those CCs. This is guaranteed, and always ends the same, basically, with you dying if you just stay controlled, because they will just CC you back. They have their own CC. They don't necessarily rely on your CC, but if you CC and they CC, well, without Control Purify, you have a problem. And with the Elysiums, there's still a lot of damage over time in there. There is a lot of upkeep of the damage over time as well. If they get to do their active skills, those damage over time effects will not necessarily end. So you get rounds like this where you suddenly take a lot of damage. Well, this one wasn't actually quite that bad. The next one will be pretty bad, believe me. Next one will be pretty bad. And also, once you have a few of those damage over time effects, those Elysiums start doing damage. And then your heroes suddenly vanish. Yeah, it's great. That's really great. I want to switch back from that HHA to the TBB. Actually, I think, well, with this comp, we might just be better off. We pretty much saw that the TBB can't really survive without a crown. I think that is also something we can take away. The A and B just wasn't really worth it. So let's go back to a crown, which is pretty much the initial setup I have, minus the few flaws that we fixed. And usually this is just what I do. Just trying a few different setups, just trying a few different artifacts, seeing what works, what doesn't work. And then over the course of like a few minutes or 10 minutes or something like that, you can find out which setup really works best. Let's speed this up a little bit. You can just adjust the speed here. Go, basically click that 3 times so that you're back to X3 speed, but it will actually be faster than 10 times 3 speed. So that's pretty nice. Usually I just run the TB with an energy artifact. On this, just doesn't seem to be the move. Just doesn't seem to be the move. Great there that our Ferric Investor was obviously the only hero CC'd and also one of the main heroes we really rely on for this to work. So yeah. And that's a big difference between TBB and Starving Jara, by the way. Starving Jara heals herself every time she does an active skill. TBB does not. TBB just doesn't have that kind of sustain that that our Starving Jara just innately has from just restoring her HP with an active skill. TBB can restore her HP with a basic skill, but not in the same way and with the same amounts that our trusty Starving Jara can. Usually we would want those Sherlocks to not attack at all, by the way. And TBB is also pretty good at using up their charges, but as soon as they get to do an active skill, they gain a lot of charges. It can be quite bothersome to get rid of those. Round 8 now, we are still looking pretty decent. I don't want to jinx it, but it is looking quite alright. That Sherlock got to attack, that's not good. Reflected the CC back on our Starving Jara, which is not good would be an understatement. This is quite bad, and you can instantly see that the back row is now just has a single CC on them, and well, it looks a bit worse. We got the pretty good damage on that Sherlock here though, so that's really nice. And our Starving Jar is now close to dying, might just be dead next turn. So now we have a lot more damage over time effects on this team, and yeah, we triggered Unbending Will. Does she not have Control Purify? It didn't really look like it. Well, that looked better. Okay, we might still have a chance. The damage is now coming from DTVs very good. We're now on turn 14, obviously. That's a time where we can see some huge damage. So next active skill could clean up this Sherlock, and once... Oh! Bloody hell, what do they do to me? They doved him. Ah, but yeah. Ah, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's huge damage. You can see how much HP those guys have. That's just insanity. And DTV is like the most insane hero to clean them up. There's not even that much damage here on the board. Pretty similar damage from the Holmesians and the Delasiums, of course. With the replication of the Delasiums. Damage over time can be mean here. And the self-heal of the Holmesians. That's really what you have to get, have to surpass. Once you clean those Sherlocks, you can obviously keep them CC'd and everything is alright. But they heal themselves, and the heal that they inflict on themselves is quite insane if you just compare it to a hero like SQH or a Ferric Investor, which is a dedicated healer. My SQH is skilled towards heals. She's skilled to heal herself and then heal the whole team with it, which is why I'm not running a healer on most of my teams. Just recently started running Ferric Investor again. But just compare those numbers. It's absolute insanity. It's absolute insanity. So happy to clear that. Let's see the next stage. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, okay, come on. That's like campaign. That's Void campaign for you. Like you got past the good things. Okay, here's some Sherlocks. I think that's intentional that they design it like that. Or we might really want to... Oh, I kind of feel like Energy Artifact TBB now. Because there's so many potions. It will be very hard to get past turn 1. I mean, like if they hit my TBB one more time, and not with those potions. But potion hits just don't count because, well, they don't give you any energy on the TBB. So we need real hits, which are kind of hard to distinguish from that. Okay, we obviously have 3 Sherlocks here, so we have triple the amount of CC Reflect. Thanks for that. And a TBB that is already close to dying, which is not very nice. Essentially, this stage should be less dangerous, maybe even. The thing is, though, we kind of have to CC the enemies fast, and the question is, how quickly can we do that? And it obviously won't really work well when our Starving Jar is CC'd like that. That's not really what we're looking for here. Yeah, so this will take, once again, a few attempts. But now you can see the pain a little bit. I mean, we're already at 23 minutes. Don't really want to make this a 40-minute video or something. So let's see when this fight ends. It will probably be over quite soon, I would imagine. Given that our GTV won't really get to attack. When there are 3 Holmesians throwing potions, I think this might just be the end of it. Is it already over? Potions, those doves, by the way. Once we see a Transcendence hero that can do doves, that will be absolute madness. Because doves block passive skills. So doves are really insane. If you can dove, for example, a Holmesian, he won't throw potions anymore. That really blocks potions. Or if you dove Augustin, he won't reflect anymore. He won't have those pings. We now have no Transcendence hero that can do that, but that was initially the reason Holmesian was OP, and Holmesian would still, honestly, Holmesian would still be in teams to clear Void campaign if we could use him there. It's really insane how strong that CC is. What place are we currently on the leaderboard? Place 12. I think I will clear that stage and we will continue and progress. We can still get like top 6 if we surpass Lord Scorpion. Have to see how if that works. And then we can roll ourselves in here. Only 5 people yet that cleared it. 4 of which are from Omega Project, which is nice to see my guildmates up there. But with that, I think you got a pretty good idea of how difficult Campaign Obstacle clears a few stages. And I would say right now, I want to thank you guys for getting pretty close to 8,900 subs. 8,900? Am I wrong? I'm looking forward to the 9K. That is the thing. Oh, we are over 8,900 subs. That was quite swiftly in the recent days. Honestly, we gained a lot of subs. This was pretty nice. We're already on the way to 9,000. Even better. Even better, guys. 9,000 subs. We're on the way to it. So that's pretty great. And 9,000 is obviously already getting close to 10K. And I'm looking forward so much to the 10K. Like having another digit there. Really feels like entering the realm of the big Idle Heroes content creators, which is really, really insane. I love it. Honestly, I love it. Really looking forward to that. And thank you guys for making that possible. And with that, I would say I wish you a great day. We'll see us in the next one.